What if I told you that wealth isn't created in your bank account first? It's created in your brain. That there's a way to literally install the identity of a millionaire onto your brain cells. So your subconscious then runs wealth-creating behavior on autopilot. No more forcing yourself to grind harder, no more psyching yourself up to take action. When you've got that right identity installed, it pulls you forward like gravity. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, step by step. So your brain and your bank account finally start working together. This is all about the millionaire's mind and how to install the success traits of this new identity into your subconscious. Here's the truth. Most people will never get rich. It's just the truth. And it's not because they're lazy, it's because they're running a financial operating system that was installed in their childhood. And that operating system was programmed for survival, not wealth creation. Think about it. If you grew up hearing, "We can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy." Well, then that's your default code. This is your core programming that is now embedded deeply within your subconscious mind. And it drives you to match those experiences in your outer reality. Your reticular activating system, confirmation bias, and yes, the law of attraction all operate at this level of mind. And your attitudes and behaviors as you go about your life are all honed in on matching the circumstances that your default code is programmed to. This is why I always say that your life operates more on autopilot than you realize. Because without changing that code, and you not even realizing it, your brain will continuously sabotage you every time you start to get ahead. One month you might have success and make a little extra money, but then somehow an unexpected expense or emergency wipes it out. Or you find yourself avoiding opportunities because deep down inside, it feels unsafe to step into a bigger financial life. Here's the core principle of all this, and the point of this video. You can't outperform your core identity. If your identity is wired for scarcity or a belief that you can't do something or you're not good enough, like create a successful business, no amount of hustle is going to make you wealthy long term. Not until you change your underlying programming. Let's clear up a myth right now. Having a millionaire's mind isn't about greed or taking advantage of others to get wealthy. It's about thinking in a different way. Self-made millionaires think differently about their time, about money and value, and their role in creating it. They make decisions from a place of abundance and opportunity, not fear and limitation. Here's a simple contrast. A scarcity brain says, "I can't afford that." A wealth brain says, "How can I create the money for that?" Scarcity brain focuses on cost. Wealth brain focuses on value. And here's the kicker. Once your identity is upgraded to thinking like this, at your inner programming level, these wealth-based decisions become automatic. You won't have to think about being wealthy. You'll just operate that way. A quick heads up. Stick around until the end and I'll show you how to get the Millionaire's Mind Workshop free, which goes into detail on how all this works and how you can use the subconscious programming technology I've used to build million-dollar companies. It's yours free, and it works perfectly with what I'm about to teach you in this video. Step 1, identity shift. When I first developed the Millionaire's Mind back in the early 90s, no one was talking about installing a new identity. It just wasn't a thing. And frankly, the technology to do it didn't really exist. The best you could get from the personal growth world were motivational seminars or rah-rah pep talks telling you to stand in front of a mirror and repeat positive affirmations. But here's the truth. All of that only works on your conscious mind. And if you've studied human behavior at all, you know the conscious mind isn't where lasting change happens. The multi-billion-dollar positive thinking industry built itself on an incomplete formula. Without a way to bypass the conscious mind and program the subconscious, you're basically trying to run new software on an old, incompatible operating system. So here's where we start. The first step is to decide consciously who you're going to be from this moment forward. I'm not talking about wishful thinking. I mean literally defining your new wealth identity in vivid, concrete detail. For example, instead of something vague like, I just want to be successful with money, you define it with precision. I'm a high-value entrepreneur who identifies profitable opportunities quickly, I make decisive moves, and consistently I double the value of every dollar I touch. Now here's the key. You begin living that as if it's already true. Neuroscience calls this the Hebbian learning, where neurons fire together, they wire together. When you rehearse this identity daily, speaking it, visualizing it, acting it out in your real-world decisions, you lay down new neural pathways. And over time, this identity isn't something that you're just trying on. It becomes your default operating system. Example, let's say you run a small digital marketing agency. Your old identity might be, I'm hustling to keep my clients happy. Your new wealth identity could be, I'm the CEO of a high-impact marketing firm that scales client revenue and commands premium fees. With that new identity installed, every decision you make changes. You don't just take on any client who can pay you. You choose your clients who fit your new high-value model. You don't discount your rates out of fear. You set premium pricing and you deliver premium results. That single identity shift, it starts rippling through every part of your business and your bank account. Step 2, upgrade your environment. Your environment is either reinforcing your old identity or supporting your new one. There's no neutral ground here. Most people don't realize their surroundings, like their physical and digital and social world, are constantly sending microsignals to their subconscious about who they are. If you're serious about installing a millionaire's mind, you can't keep swimming in the same fishbowl. That means upgrading the people you spend time with. If you're the smartest or most ambitious person in the room, guess what? You're in the wrong room. The inputs you consume, replace mindless scrolling with content that expands your thinking. Biographies of great business builders, high-level strategy talks, market analysis. Your physical space. Even small changes can matter. A cluttered workspace communicates chaos to your brain, where a clean, inspiring environment, well, it communicates focus and control. Example, let's say you're a freelance graphic designer. Your old environment might be working from your kitchen table in sweatpants, listening to the news in the background. Your new, upgraded environment could be a dedicated home office with vision boards on the wall, a curated playlist that energizes you, and a mastermind group of other high-earning designers that you meet with weekly. When you put yourself in an environment where your new wealth identity feels normal, your subconscious automatically starts matching that environment automatically. Step 3, install high-value habits. Wealth isn't a single decision. It's the compounding effect of hundreds of small, high-value decisions that are made over time. Once your identity is clear and your environment is supporting it, the next step is to automate your success through habits. Think of habits as identity glue. They lock in the behaviors that your millionaire's mind would naturally do. And here's the trick. Don't try to overhaul your life overnight. Instead, just choose 3 to 5 keystone habits that directly reinforce your wealth identity. Example, let's say your new identity is, I'm a strategic investor who multiplies wealth through smart capital allocation. Your high-value habits might include spending 15 minutes every morning scanning market trends, automating a fixed percentage of every dollar you earn into an investment account, reviewing your net worth once a week, practicing daily decision audits, asking, does this move help me get closer to my wealth vision? These small, repeatable actions, well, they compound over time. And as they become second nature, they become hardwired into your millionaire operating system, into your brain. Step 4, program your subconscious daily. This is the step that most people skip, and it's the most important. You can't white-knuckle your way into a millionaire's mind with willpower alone. Your subconscious runs the show, driving up to 95% of your daily behavior. The fastest way to get your subconscious on board is to program it intentionally every single day. Using Zygon's mind programming tools, especially the Millionaire's Mind and the Brain Superchargers, combines neuroscience, brainwave entrainment, and subconscious mind scripting to bypass the critical conscious mind and work at a much deeper level. In minutes a day, you're installing the new identity at the level where real change happens. And combined with visioneering, which I teach at Zygon Academy, you're now feeding your subconscious repeated high-definition experiences that collapse the time that it takes for your external reality to catch up to your internal identity. And this is where the magic happens. The people, opportunities, and the resources around you suddenly begin to shift. Your ability to make bold, profitable decisions changes. And you feel the emotions of success in your body, which reinforces your actions in a self-sustaining cycle. If you apply all 4 of these steps, identity shift, environment and upgrade, high-value habits, and daily subconscious programming, you're not just trying to become wealthy. You're literally rewiring the person you are. So wealth becomes the natural byproduct of how you think, decide, and how you act. Your subconscious controls more than 90% of your daily behavior. This means if you can shift your subconscious identity, you automatically shift the results that you get in the real world without having to grind or force it to happen. And here's why. When you pair an identity shift with environmental cues, high-value habits, and daily success, subconscious reinforcement, your brain literally begins rewiring itself. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to physically change its wiring in response to repeated thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's the same principle that elite athletes have used for decades. Michael Phelps mentally rehearsed every single race thousands of times before he ever hit the pool. And by the time the Olympics came, his performance was running on autopilot. Tiger Woods visualized and felt every perfect golf swing long before he stepped onto the green. We're applying that exact science to wealth creation. When you install a millionaire's mind, wealth-generating actions, and stop feeling forced, they become automatic. The natural output of the person you've become. Making money is no longer something you have to push yourself to do. It becomes who you are. Here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, and if you actually do this, you'll feel the shift starting almost immediately. First, morning identity rehearsal. Just take 3 minutes every morning. Close your eyes and step fully into your millionaire identity. See yourself making decisions, having conversations, and living the life that that identity creates. Feel it in your body as if it's real, because to your subconscious, it is. 2, one deliberate wealth action daily, each day. So each day, take one intentional step that moves you closer to your wealth goals. It could be starting a conversation with a potential client, making an investment decision, cutting an expense that doesn't serve you, or negotiating a higher rate. 3. Opportunity awareness log. Carry a small notebook around you or use your phone to track every wealth-building opportunity that you notice, even the small ones that you might have ignored before. This then tells your brain that this is important, show me more. Do this for just 1 week, and you'll be shocked at how quickly your brain starts filtering reality differently. You'll spot wealth-building moves that you used to overlook, and your confidence in acting on them will grow. If you're really serious about hardwiring this into your subconscious, pair this challenge with the Millionaire's Mind sessions that are inside the Zygon app and on the Academy. That's how you go from a 7-day experiment to a permanent operating system for wealth. Okay, let's get into our Q&A segment. Question 1. What if I've never made much money before? Will this still work? So if I understand your question, because you have never experienced wealth or made a large income, your subconscious has this mental ceiling of what you think is possible. And you live in this lower income mindset, and you want to break through that. Well, the short answer is absolutely. Even though I understand where you're coming from, but your past is nothing more than a record of where you've been. It's not a prophecy of where you're going. Think of it like upgrading the operating system on your phone. The old version might have been slow or limited, but the moment that you install a new OS, it runs on new rules. This process can work the same way. The minute you start rehearsing and living your new wealth identity, you're sending different instructions to your brain, and your brain starts rewiring and creating different results. Now, it's not instant, but if you do it right, it happens pretty fast. Question 2, how long does it take to reprogram my brain? Well, it depends on how consistently you do the work. For most people who practice daily, you'll start feeling shifts in your decision-making and confidence within 30 days. And that's when opportunities seem to show up more often. True lock-in, where the identity feels natural and automatic, usually happens within 3 to 6 months. The more intensity and repetition you give it, the faster this is going to happen. Question 3, what if people around me don't support my change? This is important because we define ourselves mostly by the people we surround ourselves with. If the people around you constantly are pulling you back into old patterns, even unintentionally, it will slow your progress. This is why step 2 of the process, upgrading your environment, matters so much. If your current circle doesn't support your vision, you need to start connecting with people who do. That could mean joining a mastermind group, networking with ambitious peers, or even surrounding yourself with voices of high-level thinkers through books, podcasts, and courses until you find your own tribe. Question 4, can I use this process for other goals besides wealth? Well, absolutely you can. The brain doesn't care what identity you're installing. It just follows the patterns you repeat. So the same 4-step process works for becoming an elite athlete, a world-class speaker, a better parent, or mastering a new skill. The principles are identical. The difference is simply the identity that you choose to install and the actions that you take to reinforce it. Question 5, do I have to believe it's possible before I start? No, you don't. Belief becomes the result of action, not the cause. Many people start this process skeptical. That's normal, and it's even healthy. But as you begin to act in alignment with your new identity, and you start seeing real-world results, even small wins, your brain naturally updates your belief system. Action fuels belief, and belief fuels even bigger action. and it's all self-reinforcing. The difference between people who wish for wealth and the people who actually live it comes down to one thing: identity. When you know who you are at the deepest level of your being, when your environment supports that identity, when your habits lock it in, and when your subconscious is programmed to expect wealth, it stops being a struggle. It just becomes who you are. You'll notice you make bolder moves. You see opportunities that other people miss, things you never even saw before, and you'll start creating results that look like they're lucky from the outside, but you know it's not luck at all because you created them. So my challenge to you now is this: don't let this be just another interesting video that you watched and then ignored. Make this the turning point where you decide to become the person that wealth comes to naturally by installing a millionaire's mind. If you're serious about installing your millionaire's mind and letting it run on autopilot, take the next step. For the next 30 days, I'm giving you free access to the full Millionaire's Mind workshop inside Zygon Academy. This is the exact training that combines neuroscience, subconscious programming, and daily mental conditioning to lock in your wealth identity faster than anything I've ever created. Here's how to get it. Just subscribe to this channel so you never miss a training. Leave a comment below sharing the single wealth habit that you're committed to doing this week. Click the link in the description below, and once you're inside the Academy, become a free member, and this will then automatically unlock that valuable workshop. Your brain is your most valuable asset. Upgrade the software, and the wealth will follow. But this offer won't last forever, so do it now while it's fresh in your mind. And I'll see you on the inside.